Greetings, garden friends. We're going to talk about a very important topic today that many gardeners and rhododendron people never discuss. And this is pinching out dormant growth buds to make the plant stay fuller and bushier. It's a relatively easy process, takes a few minutes to learn what to do. So I'm going to describe this, and then we're going to have actual videos as we pinch out the various types of buds. This process is generally done February, March, or April, depending on your climate. February in more southern states, April in more northern states. So you're going to look at your overall plant and look at the dormant growth buds at the top of the leaves, between the leaves. You're going to see one bud, two buds, three buds, sometimes four or more. And it's determining the shape and size of these buds, whether you're going to leave them or remove them. So follow what I'm going to be saying here. Greetings, garden friends. It's March 18th, give or take, and I'm going to be telling you how and why we pinch out the growth buds on rhododendrons to make them branch. If left alone, many rhodos will over time become leggy or spindly because they're not going to branch fully. So take a look here what I'm focusing on. Do you see this branch? Those are actual growth buds where leaves will come out. In this case, I see 4 to 5. We're going to leave them all because it's going to branch 4 to 5 times. If we move to the right, you're going to see here where there's a single growth bud. We're going to pinch that out in a second because if left alone, it would just branch, it would not branch, it would go vertically up. So Dan, come on over and just pinch that out carefully. Okay, so by doing what Dan just did, it's going to induce smaller dormant buds below that to grow, which normally wouldn't. So we're going to force it to branch to make the plant bushier. So we'll do this one more time. Let me just show you. We're going to leave that. He's going to pinch there. And now that's going to branch. Where before it wouldn't have. See that little tiny bud? Here's another example. So if you look close, you see we have 3 dormant growth buds there. We're going to leave those because it's going to branch 3 times. We're going to move slightly up, and you'll see Dan's going to remove these single buds because it would not branch there. So now we're going to force it to branch and become a bushier plant. Also, if we look back, we can see how last year when we did this, it branched in that spot. See, there's 2 branches there. It would not have branched before. So that's the results of last year's pinching. See how it all works? Another example here. So that's clearly a flower bud. The flower buds tend to be 1/3 to 1 inch across. It takes a little bit of learning, so we're not going to pinch out that. But we come up here, another flower bud. We go to there, see the single growth bud Dan's going to pinch out. Yep. So it's now going to branch, where before it would not have branched at that point. So this is a very important procedure done March and April. Should be done as early as possible when you can work outside to keep your plants in good shape. So here we have Dan pinching at the buds using his estimation of what needs to be removed or what needs to be kept. 1, 2, or 3 buds. So we're talking about pinching out growth buds on rhododendrons to make them denser or to keep them dense. Here's a good example of a plant, of a rhodo, with various stages of growth buds. And we'll just move over here. We have 3 about the same size. We're going to keep those. Here we have 1 dominant and some smaller. By removing the dominant bud, we're going to force these smaller buds to grow. So that will come off. Looking here, I see 3 about the same size. We'll keep them. 1 dominant gets removed. 1 dominant gets removed. What we're looking at here is 1 prominent growth bud with 3 distinctly smaller ones around it. In this case, we would pinch out the bigger bud, which would force the 3 smaller buds to grow. Let's move around here. We see 2, if I can find it, two growth buds there about the same size. We're going to leave them because they're the same size, both will grow. Here we see two buds, one bigger than the other. Sometimes it's a guessing game. In this case, I would leave both because I think the smaller one is big enough to still grow. Let's come up to here. One big bud, two smaller. We're going to take out the bigger to make sure the two smaller grow. Sometimes, again, this is a guessing game. One large, one small. Probably will remove the large in this case because I see smaller ones in other leaf axils. So we'll have two or three smaller ones. We're going to take out the bigger one. Clear case here, just one bud. We're going to remove it. There are smaller buds in the leaf axils that will grow once the large one is removed. Look up here. One large, two small. We're going to take out the large to make sure the two smaller ones grow. Two buds about the same size. We're going to leave both. One bud. We're going to remove it. Smaller ones will grow. So here's another example. I want to point out that it's a flower bud right there. We're never going to pinch off the flower buds because you lose the flower. Generally speaking, they will branch by themselves where it flowered.